morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at Prismatic Evolutions. And we need to ask the question, should we be worried? How sold out is it? What are allocations like? What's going on? And I don't have perfect information. Nobody outside of the Pokemon company who is heavily NDA'd is going to have all of the information. But I think we know enough to know what we need to talk about. And I think we need cautious optimism when it comes to Prismatic Evolutions. Let me explain. You see, I've been speaking to some of my friends like the lovely Stephen Kent here of Playscape Games, talking about the allocations for Prismatic Evolutions. By allocation, we mean what percentage of your order are you actually receiving. If a set is highly allocated, then it means that you're not going to get very much. Your allocation is low. Yeah, I know it's a bit confusing. Highly allocated means low allocation, sorry. And that means it's going to be awkward. Whereas if a set isn't highly allocated, if you get a high allocation, that means that you're going to be getting lots of what you ordered and things are going to be good. And what I'm hearing is, in the UK, we'll get to the US in a minute, in the UK I'm hearing like 60%. What that means is, of what you order, you should be receiving about 60%. Is that perfect? No! Not for a set which is very, very hyped, like Prismatic Evolutions is. You want to be getting 100%. Now, it is worth noting, some stores, especially stores that have been around for a little while, are going to overorder expecting the allocation. The real trick is to basically overorder to the point where you actually get what you want based on the allocation because you predicted, and there's all kinds of things about how much you're allowed to order and blah, blah, blah. It gets very complicated, but about 60%. What does that mean? It means there's going to be decent stock out there, but it also means it's not going to be hugely readily available everywhere. It means we are going to see it selling out. Bigger stores that don't do pre-orders, or stores that don't do their entire stock on pre-order, they're going to have some stock on release day. Also worth noting, there are some stores out there who assume they're getting 100% of what they order, who take pre-orders based on getting 100% of what they order, and then end up having to cancel a bunch of pre-orders because of it. Hope that's not your store from which you've pre-ordered. But again, we're getting to the point now where allocations are coming out, so any cancelled pre-orders should be very, very soon. I hope every single person listening to this video, or watching this video, I suppose, is not affected by that. That would make me sad. In the US, I'm hearing it's a little bit worse. And I'm not going to go into all the details because it gets boring, but basically, the US is a much bigger country than the UK, which means there are more distributors that are working, whereas, Asmodee can basically do the UK, that doesn't really work over in the US, and different distributors are going to work in different ways, and it gets very, very complicated. But basically, in the US, it's going to be worse for some people, but a lot of that is going to depend on what distributor you've got. And to be blunt, there is absolutely no way right now I can sit here and go through every US distributor and talk about exactly how everything's going to be impacted. That's just, it's not going to work, and I'm sorry. But I hear that in the UK, we're talking about 60%. That is not a hard and fast number. That will also change by store. Sometimes some stores get higher or lower allocation for various reasons. And I'm hearing that in the US it's largely worse. But again, that is going to depend on your distributor and where you are, etc. So the best thing you can do, and I know it's ridiculous that I'm in a video giving you this information, telling you to go and find the information elsewhere, I'm sorry, but your store should now have the information, or at least get it very soon. So if you talk to your store, they can talk to their distributor and they can get the exact number. I'm afraid it's one of those things where, because it's not a hard and fast rule everywhere, I can't give you all of the information, and for that, I'm sorry. So what does this mean for Prismatic Evolutions? Because as I showed you previously, it's sold out on the Pokémon Center. The Pokémon Center does not have any stock for Prismatic Evolutions. It's not a thing. But you know, they're going to have more. Like, it's the Pokemon Center. If anywhere is going to get more stock of Prismatic Evolutions, it's going to be the Pokemon Center. Right now, over on the UK Pokemon Center, there are exactly 3 things listed. The Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer Box, the Surprise Box, and the Booster Bundle. They're the only 3 products listed on the UK Pokemon Center. They're all showing as sold out. Set comes out in a month. I cannot tell you for absolute certain because I don't work for Pokemon. But I can tell you that they have a real history of re-releasing or restocking this stuff on release day or around release day. It happens pretty regularly. It happens basically every set. So I want some more Prismatic Evolutions. I'm going to be sitting here on the 17th of January, and I can't tell you it's going to be restocked, but I do feel like it's probably going to end up being restocked, and that's a good thing. Over on the US Pokemon Center, it's literally exactly the same. They have the same 3 products listed. Why they're actually shown on the website in a different order, I don't know, but it's the same 3 products listed, and they're all shown as sold out. Again, I am expecting a restock on release day, but again, I can't actually tell you one way or the other. We'll have to wait and see. In terms of your local game store, you might see pre-orders going up now. Now is about the time you're going to see pre-orders rocking up. Keep an eye and talk to your local game store, because there are a lot of game stores that either don't do pre-orders before they learn their allocations, or do very limited pre-orders before they get their allocation, so that they don't have to cancel orders if the allocation is lower than they're expecting. Well, now the allocations, and like I say, I'm talking to people in the UK and they're out, they've been told. US, again, different distributors, different things going on. There is a chance that they're actually not heard yet, depending on the distributor and all of that. But it should be about now that stores are finding out. And then they can use that information to go and pop their pre-orders up. In terms of what's being pre-ordered, a lot of what I'm seeing in the UK is Elite Trainer Boxes, poster collections, and binder collections. They are the 3 things I'm seeing most up for pre-order in the UK. So expect a similar kind of thing going around. Obviously, remember that things like the Booster Bundle isn't coming out for weeks after the release of the set. So when I say allocations are in, I'm talking about allocations for the first wave of Prismatic Evolutions, the first run of sets. And that does not include every product. It includes the Elite Trainer Box, the Binder Collection, the Poster Collection, and actually the Tech Sticker Collection, which I'm not seeing up for pre-order in as many places. I don't know if there's anything to worry about, but yeah, that one's up as well. As I told you in a recent video, as far as I'm concerned, the best thing to be pre-ordering here is the Poster Collection, because it's $5 a pack, which for what it's worth is the same as a Tech Sticker Collection, but it comes with 3 promos and a poster rather than 1 promo and stickers, so I think it's a better product overall. The Binder Collection is not good value for packs, but does come with like a full-on binder, so there is that. And the Elite Trainer Box, again, is not the best deal for packs, but you get your Illustration Rare Eevee, which is adorable, and currently missing from Japan. It's not in Prismatic Evolutions over in Japan. So I don't know when and how they're getting that, but they haven't got it yet. Right now, that card is an English exclusive. Side note, if you end up going to Japan and there are English exclusive cards, take some to sell to game stores there, would ya? Because I think you'll get pretty good prices. And then you get your sleeves and all of that as well. This is an awkward kind of video in that I don't have a huge amount of information. What are the takeaways from the video? The set is allocated, but it's not horrendous. I've seen sets in the past where you get like 20% of what you ordered. That is bad. With allocations coming out, it means that stores are going to start learning exactly how much stock they've got, and that means you'll see more pre-orders going up in the next few days. So keep an eye and talk to your local game store. And remember that Pokemon know this is a big set. Look at things like, just the fact that the Booster Bundle doesn't actually come out until the 7th of March, despite the fact the set as a whole comes out on the 17th of January. That is Pokemon's way of basically saying, let's have some lead-in time to print this. Remember, the set is going to be printed. Like, we've literally got the premium figure collection coming out in September. Pokemon are going to be printing this set for a while. I know some people are going to miss the early pre-orders. Whether that's missing it entirely or not getting everything you want, people are going to be disappointed from the early round of releases. That's just inevitable. But it's not the end of the world. This set is going to keep coming, and Pokemon know it. So there we go. That's what you need to know. Now it's over to you guys. Have you managed to get yourself what you want? Have you managed to get some pre-orders in? Let me know all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. Oh, and of course get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Stegaraptor, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.